Hi everybody, welcome to Diamond Mimo Sparkles. Thank you for coming and watching this video. I'm here today. We're going to do a little WIP and chat. If you're new to diamond painting, WIP stands for work in progress, and chat means we're just going to hang out and talk for a little bit. I am actually working on a diamond painting for Oz and Og. If you have not heard about this event, I will link the Facebook page down in the description box, and that way you can get more information about the event. But it's, of course, obviously about the Wizard of Oz. It is hosted by Crafting with Shay and Ditzy Den. I believe that's her channel. It might be Ditzy Diamond Den. But they're hosting this. So for the event, I'm actually working on Dorothy and Toto. As you can see, it's a diamond painting from Diamond Art Club, and it's a fairly decent size, smaller size, I should say. It's a 22-inch by 22-inch. I'm a little slower diamond painting, so I'm not sure that I'll have it done by the end of the event, but hoping to get quite a bit of it done. I've just started on it. I'm down here in this bottom left-hand corner, just getting started, and it's kind of nice. There's a lot of color blocking on here, so hopefully it'll work up fairly quick. For me, it's not about how long it takes. It's just kind of really about enjoying the process. So I also wanted to share with you guys, this is a little bag that you can use to put your extra stuff in. It is so cute. It says there's no place like home, with Dorothy's little red slippers on there. And then the yellow brick road is inside. Isn't that cool? This is so you can store your extra supplies. Like if I don't get all this done, I can pack up and put all my pins and stuff in there. So, and this little bag was made by SaraAnneCreations. I will also put her information down in the description box if you like. I'm not sure if she has any of these left, but I believe she will make more bags, like specialty bags. Like you can order one, customize it, I think. But you can always reach out to her and find out. Then my Trinket tray, this was made by Alexa, or Lexi Sparkles. And I got this at the Crafting, Paradise Crafting Retreat. So there's that. So we'll just go ahead and get started and just chit chat. Here is the pen I'm using. I believe this pen is also the one I got at Crafter's Paradise this last year, or this year, from Enabler's Outpost. I believe this is the one that they did. So again, welcome to my channel. Thanks for coming in. If you would please hit the like button and subscribe, that would be awesome. That way you can catch all my videos as I'm doing them. You'll get notices. Right now, I haven't done a whole lot of videos. I'm just really, busy with work. Still trying to get the hang of it. I think I'm going to have to buy a different tripod, because I can't figure out how to, it won't let me bring you in closer. Or I can't figure out how to use it. One of the two. So I'm either going to have to get one of my daughters to come over here and help me look at it, or look at it and get me something a little bit different. We'll see. As far as diamond painting goes, I had been working on Blueberry. Let me back up. So in July, there was a Randall Spangler event. So I started working on wedding memories for that event. I really didn't get very far. And then about the last few days of July, I wanted to work on my blueberry WIP. That's a painting from Dreamer Designs, and I'm almost done with it. So I was hoping to make some progress on it and get it done, but I'm getting closer. I think I have like 4 sections left on it. And then, of course, I'm doing the Oz and Og event, so I had to put that aside. It's kind of weird for me because I've never had any WIPs. I've only, just the one I've been working on. I've never had any setting aside to go back to. I've just worked on one project at a time. So now I have 3 of them. So I'm going to work on this though through August. If I don't get it done in August, surely I can. But if I don't, I'll probably put it aside and then pull my blueberry back out and finish working on it and try and get that done so I can at least get a completion. I know I've talked about it a little bit as far as my channel goes. I don't really have specific days yet as far as doing WIPs and getting them uploaded. I'm hoping over the next month or so to get that figured out. I've just got to get a routine. I feel like most generally the best time for me to do a WIP is on the weekends and then upload it. But I'd really like to be able to do more than one a week. I like to be able to do a couple WIPs a week. I like catching up with you guys, seeing how you're all doing, and kind of keep you guys updated on how things are going with me as far as diamond painting goes, and just in my personal life and just chit-chatting. So during the week, I know I've mentioned this before, I'm a hospice nurse, so I work Monday through Friday, and then there's a couple days a week, usually towards the end of the week, Thursday and Friday, if I am not called out to see patients. I'm seeing patients that day, but I'm usually done early enough that I have some time in the afternoon to help my daughter watch them and give her a little break. So usually Thursdays and Fridays are out as far as trying to do a WIP and chat, unless I do it later in the evening, which I can do, but my husband seems to think he always has to interrupt me, so then I get irritated and I don't complete the video. So that's happened a couple times so far. But he was kind enough to go out and buy me an iPad this last weekend, so I have that to use. I'm not sure that it was really necessary. Only in my mind I thought maybe it was necessary, because I thought it might be easier to edit my videos on the iPad. So I'll find out after I do this video how that worked out. So I know I've talked a little bit about my personal life, but we'll just kind of do it again in case you didn't see my other video. But I am married. This September will be 2 years. We've been together 3. Sometimes it feels like 20. Of course, I wouldn't tell him that. Of course, I'm just joking. The cool thing about it is, so our anniversary is September the 7th, but our birthdays are the same day. Our birthdays are August 30th. So we're usually celebrating our anniversary, birthday, all those around the same time, or sometimes together. But this year for our anniversary, he wants to go to Los Angeles, which I have absolutely no desire to go there. He's wanting to go out to the ocean because he's never been to the ocean on the East Coast, so that's why he wants to go there. I don't know why Los Angeles, but that's what he wants to do. So we haven't gotten our plane tickets yet because I've been procrastinating, because as I said, I really don't want to go, but of course I would do pretty much anything for him. So we're going to get our airplane tickets booked this weekend and then figure out a hotel to stay at. A friend of mine recommended staying out at Venice Beach. So I think we'll probably look at that. Hopefully we can get that all figured out this weekend. I was hoping if I procrastinated long enough he'd change his mind, but that's not the case. He brought it up again earlier this week. So he has no children. I have 3 living children. My oldest son's name is John, and he has 2 biological and 1 stepson. And then my oldest daughter is just a year younger than him, and her name is Cindy, and she has 2 stepchildren. They're grown and out on their own now. And then after Cindy, I had another daughter. Her name was Kayla. She was born with severe brain damage caused from a viral infection while I was pregnant. So she actually passed away when she was 5. The doctors told me she wouldn't live to be a year old, so they really didn't know what they were talking about, but we'll talk about her a little bit more in another video. And then my youngest daughter, her name is Selma. She's named after my grandma. Everybody asks me, where'd you come up with that name? Well, nobody ever named, none of my cousins named any of their kids after grandma. I had cousins that named their kids after my grandpa, but not my grandma. So I decided I wanted to name one of my children Selma. So she's my youngest, and she has 2 living children. She lost a son. Actually, this Wednesday would be his birthday. Gosh, he would have been 9, maybe 10, but I think 9. But he passed away when he was 11 weeks old from SIDS. So that was a pretty tough time. But she does have 2 other children, Jonathan and Noah. Noah is 8, Jonathan's 7. Noah actually will turn 9 August 30th, which is again my and my husband's birthday, so we celebrate and share our birthday with him. The youngest one, Jonathan, is autistic. There's a story behind that as well, so at some point we'll talk about that. He was abused by his dad as a baby, so grateful and thankful that he's here today. So he's my little buddy. I'll probably talk about him a lot. I mean, I love all my grandkids, but he just kind of has that special place in my heart. So it's a little bit about my children. I am the second of 3 children. I have a brother and a sister. My sister is the oldest. Her name is Penny. And growing up, I wasn't called Jennifer, but they called me Jenny back home. So Penny and Jenny. And then my brother is younger, and I think he's 3 years younger than me. And his name is Joey. And he was named after my grandpa, of course. My parents, they are still living. They live about 3 hours from me. I've talked a little bit about them in my last video. My mom is, I believe, 84, and my dad's 87. Both of them still live at home. My dad does have dementia. My mom actually was working up until last year. And then my dad's dementia got worse, and he wasn't eating and forgetting to take his medicine and stuff when she was at work. So she ended up going ahead and quitting her job and retiring. She worked in a long-term care facility and drove their van and took patients to and from appointments. My dad, he's been retired for several years. He worked at a grain elevator. They actually ended up closing the grain elevator, so he had gone ahead and retired at that time. And I think that it's really, initially it was really hard on him because he worked all the time. So being at home with not a lot to do really brought him down a little bit. But his dementia has just started getting worse over this last year. And it just seems very progressive. Mom's having more trouble getting him to eat. I called to check on him yesterday, and he was, this was around noon, and she said he was sleeping in his recliner, and he hadn't gotten up until 10, I don't think he ate any breakfast. And then got in the recliner and then went back to sleep. So he's not eating as much, sleeping quite a bit. He doesn't get up usually until mid to late morning anymore. My dad used to be the guy that would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and read the paper, do his devotionals, drink his coffee, and then take a nap until he went to work. So him getting up at 10:30, even 11 o'clock sometimes, is really different for him. So when I called her, she was worried that she wouldn't be able to get him to wake up enough to want to eat. A part of the bigger issue with that is my dad's diabetic, so his blood sugars are kind of all over the place because he has to take insulin and stuff too. And Mom's been pretty good about, if he's not eating, she's checking his blood pressure or his blood sugar, and depending on what it is, she'll decide whether or not she's going to give him his insulin. I don't think she gives it at all if he doesn't eat. So I am very lucky to have her as my mom. She just takes such good care of Dad. It just is amazing. That's amazing. I had called them Saturday to check on them. And, or actually I called her to let her know I was going to be coming down on the 9th and spending the weekend down there with them. And as soon as my mom answered the phone, she says, "I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. Dad's locked in the bathroom." So I was like, oh my. Well, come to find out, I mean, he had locked him, had gotten in the bathroom, and then he ended up falling while he was in the bathroom. And their bathroom was really, really small. And evidently when he fell back into the shower door that's glass and ended up shattering that glass door. But he couldn't get up off the floor, so he couldn't get the door unlocked, and it was just a really big mess. They had to call the fire department. Of course, my sister went over there, but they ended up having to call the fire department to come help them and get him up off the floor. They actually had to take the door off the bathroom because they couldn't get it unlocked. So they took the door off, and of course helped Dad. Come to find out, his blood sugar had dropped down to 60. So more than likely, he probably just was really weak when he stood up and just fell. He could have even passed out, honestly. So then they were having a hard time getting him to eat. He didn't want to eat. But they were finally able to get him to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and drink some milk. The EMTs gave him some what they call glucagon, and it's kind of a gel. You can give a patient when their blood sugar drops, and you just put it in their mouth and they swallow it, suck on it, swallow it, whatever, and it'll help bring their blood sugars up. And I guess he was giving him a hard time about taking that. He didn't want to take that. But they got him out. He was okay. I think Mom was probably the worst of all. She was a little shook up. And then I talked to my sister the following day. On Sunday, she called me. And my dad was walking from their bedroom to the living room, and he got weak and ended up having to go to the floor. He says Mom says he really didn't fall. He just kind of lowered himself because he was so weak. But you know, when you work in nursing and long-term care, if you end up on the floor, no matter how you got there, it's a fall. So to me, it's a fall. Luckily, Mom couldn't get him up, but they called my nephew who lives in town, and he came and helped get him up. So it's kind of been challenging for her and my dad. I'm going to go down next weekend on the 9th, Friday. I'll leave here early in the morning. It's about a 3-hour drive for me, and I'll go down there and stay and come home Sunday afternoon sometime. My sister and her husband live in the same town as Mom and Dad, and they're going on vacation, and they're going to be gone. I think they're leaving this Saturday, so they're going to be gone for like 2 weeks. And I feel bad because there's just no way I can go stay with them, but my oldest daughter is going to go down. Her and her husband are going to go down tomorrow, which is Saturday, and see them and spend the day with them. And then I've got 2 nieces and nephews that live in the same town, so I think they'll be keeping an eye on him. And if something happens, that Dad has a fall and needs help, Mom will just call one of my nephews and have them come help get him up. But and then we've talked to her about hospice before, my sister and I, and it's not that she's opposed to it, but she felt like Dad wouldn't let like an aide come in and help him with a shower or any of those things. And Mom, says, I can handle it by myself. My mom is so independent. She's always been a hardworking woman all of her life, and she is dedicated to taking care of my dad. So I think she just doesn't like having much help if she doesn't really need it. A lot of these drills are sticking together. It's really frustrating, but I'm gonna have to get my little grinder thing out. But anyway, I'm going to, when I go down this weekend, my sister asked me to talk to her about it again. And tell her I really think it's time to get them in there to help them. If nothing else, the aide could come out a couple times a week, and my mom actually has to physically help my dad get dressed. I guess it's about an hour process for her because she has a bad back and she moves really slow, and it's just hard on her. So maybe the aide could come out a couple times a week and help get him up in the morning, get him dressed. And I told my sister they could even, like, my mom changes her sheets, of course, once a week. So she normally, I think, gives my dad his baths on Fridays because dad will only take one shower a week. It's not like he gets dirty though, but so she changes her sheets on Fridays. And that's really a chore for her to bend over, and hurts her back a lot. So if they could go on Fridays, then they could help mom change her sheets on her bed too. So, and then they would have the nurse available to come out and check on him, see how he's doing, help mom communicate with the doctor if need be regarding his blood sugars and stuff. He's definitely lost weight. I mean, you can just see it by looking at him. So she can monitor his weight and stuff, and just kind of help prepare him for the inevitable. I mean, mom's prepared and ready. Mom and dad are both Christians and saved, and say they're ready to go to heaven. So not that it wouldn't be hard on mom, but I think she understands and kind of understands that circle of life. So overall, I think she's okay and accepting of the obvious progression of my dad's disease. So I'm gonna visit with her. And of course, she loves to play cards, so we'll be playing lots and lots of cards. When my youngest daughter and I were there a few weeks ago, my mom and my sister had learned how to play canasta. So they taught my daughter and I both how to play canasta. So be playing a little bit of that, a little bit of Phase 10. And then they play this game called Crazy 13. It's another card game. So we'll be playing lots of cards. Mom likes to play cards. So I'm thinking about I've got some cards that I had gotten to diamond paint, just some any occasion cards. So I might take a few of those down there with me. So during a little bit of downtime, I might do a little bit of diamond painting. I don't know if my mom could do it or not. I think she could, but I'll do it and see if maybe that's something she would like to do. Right now, she just is so tired and wore out. She's so busy taking care of dad. I had asked her if she read very much, and she does still read some, but she said, she's so busy with dad that she really just doesn't have a lot of time to do that. So we'll see. I might take it down and see what she thinks. But yeah, definitely be playing a lot of cards. My dad used to play cards, but he really, with his dementia, he just can't do it anymore. A few months back when I was down there, he did try to play a game of cards, and my mom or my sister or I had to sit next to him and help him because he couldn't really. I mean, he played, but he would get confused, so he would need help. But even since then, he's just declined quite a bit. So As far as like reading books, watching TV, again, I really don't watch a whole lot of TV other than when we lay down at night, and a lot of times it's watching Law and Order, or my husband will find a creepy movie to watch, or a shoot 'em up, bang 'em up movie to watch, and we'll watch that while we're sleeping. And then I don't read books, but I do listen to Audible when I'm driving back and forth to work. So I'm still, I think it's called Blackwater series, and it's a Christian romance book, and it's really good. I'm on the last book right now, so it's probably gonna, I'll probably finish it this week or this next week, because it's one of the guys and one of the gals have fallen in love and they're happy, so I'm pretty sure that it's coming to an end pretty quick. The other thing I guess I really haven't talked about is we do have 2 dogs. My husband has a pit bull, and his name is Pimp. I'm not sure why it's Pimp, because he doesn't act like a pimp, but whatever. So we've had him probably about 3 years now. And then I have a little Shishon. Her name is Lily. And I've had her just over a year. She's just a little over a year old. I actually took off work today, and we took him to the groomers this morning so they could get a nice good bath, and Lily needs a haircut, and that's always fun. And of course they need their nails trimmed, all those good things. So we'll be getting a call here in a little bit to go pick them up. She usually has them. This is the second time we've taken him to this groomer. So the first time she had him, they were probably there a good 6 hours, but she spends a lot of time with them, takes them outside, cuts their nails, bathes them, all those things. So she's a really nice lady, does a really good job, so we should be getting them in a little bit. Tomorrow, my husband's side of the family, they didn't do it last year, but they do what they call Family Fun Day, and they all get together, and I'm not even sure what they do. They do outside games. So like sack races, I guess. I don't even know, to be honest, what all they do. His nephew told him yesterday that they got a mechanical bull, which doesn't really make sense to me, but they got a mechanical bull they're going to have there. And then they had some food catered in, and we'll have a couple drinks and just enjoy some family time with his side of the family. So that'll be fun. Other than it's going to be hot out. It's been in the 90s here, so the beginning of the week it was, 100, 101, 102, but I think it's supposed to be in the 80s, 90s tomorrow, so it'll be nice and warm outside. But they have like a shelter, so we'll be able to go in there and cool off. But that'll be a good time, just spending time with family. Family's important. I wish I would have spent more time like with my grandparents and stuff, and so I try really hard to spend time with my parents and as much time as I can, time with my grandkids and stuff, because we're not going to live forever, of course. So But, well, I think that's about all I have to chat about today. So, please let me know how you're doing in the comments, what you're working on, if you're participating in any events. Please hit the thumbs up button on the way out, and I would love to have you subscribe so you can see further videos. Again, please leave me any comments for anything I can do different, any recommendations. If you have any recommendations for a good tripod or something to help so I can bring my camera down closer when I'm doing my WIP and chat, that would be awesome. I'm looking forward to hearing from y'all. You guys have a wonderful day. Try and stay cool if you live in the heat, and just enjoy your day. Thank you again for visiting my channel, and we'll see you soon. Bye.